Hello everyone. At Southern Company, we always put safety first. This means we're constantly on the lookout for ways we can improve our safety. And today I'd like to take a moment to tell you about a significant change to one of our core safety programs. All of you are familiar with the Southern Company clearance procedure, where we utilize hold tags through a manual process. The procedure was designed to protect workers from being injured by hazardous energy and accidental startup while working on machinery and equipment. While the clearance procedure has served us well, I'm happy to say that we're moving ahead with a more advanced program called Lockout, Tagout, or LOTO for short. This will help us provide stronger safeguards to enhance our energy control program. Our new LOTO program calls for positive restraints using locks and keys to provide a physical barrier that prevents the introduction of potentially hazardous energy sources. The program will also utilize a new electronic solution called TK Pro to manage records and tags. Southern Company's LOTO procedure will improve employee safety in multiple ways. The first is in the area of human performance. The LOTO process will prevent access to isolation locks until all workers have removed their personal protective locks, thus eliminating the premature release of equipment and preventing operating areas from inadvertently releasing the wrong isolation point. The second is a reduction of document errors. The new system provides for clear and legible documentation. All roles are permission-based and require approval through COOL compliance to perform action. And additionally, we see improved control and accuracy of our LOTO program by means of electronic documentation workflow. LOTO records will be more accurate, and software-generated tags will have association with each LOTO record. And finally, LOTO aligns us more closely with other industries. We work with several peer utilities to learn how they've already made the transition to LOTO. Encouraged by the feedback and the many who have worked behind a clearance program just like you, we too expect an increased level of confidence from all employees as we incorporate LOTO into our plants. The video you're about to see will introduce a few key concepts of the Southern Company LOTO program. Depending on your role in the LOTO program, you may or may not be required to complete additional training prior to working in Southern Company generation facilities. This change to our clearance procedure, as with any change to a core safety program, will introduce new challenges. But remember, continue to maintain a questioning attitude before performing any job under the new LOTO program. If anything is unclear, or if you're unsure about the task you're about to perform, stop. Work with your designated operating area to fully resolve any issues. Thank you for your full cooperation with the LOTO program transition. Please continue to stay engaged as we make enhancements to the safety of our plants and the safety programs that protect each of us every day. Thanks for all that you do, and be safe.
Southern Company's Lockout-Tagout procedure, commonly referred to as LOTO, is designed to ensure equipment is properly shut down, isolated, and not restarted while performing maintenance or servicing activities. It requires that hazardous energy sources be isolated and inoperable before work is performed on plant-controlled equipment. In addition to TAG, the LOTO program uses physical lockout devices to isolate equipment and to prevent their unauthorized use. Locks are color-coded according to how they are used and who is authorized to secure them on Southern Company lockout devices. To better maintain document control and workflow, the LOTO system uses software called TK Pro. TK Pro will be used to request, develop, and issue LOTO records. The software allows us to track and manage the LOTO program documents and properly workflow each process, including maintaining the active LOTO index. Operating areas will issue LOTO records providing instruction to safely isolate plant equipment. Red master lock boxes will contain groups of red isolation locks for use on each LOTO. Previously, the clearance procedure O200 relied on manually written hold tags to warn workers against operating plant equipment under clearance. The LOTO procedure 0201 requires locks and tags to be secured to plant equipment, physically preventing the re-energization of equipment. Operating area employees will place red isolation locks and tags on plant equipment as identified on the LOTO record. Similar to activating a clearance by documenting on a clearance index, a designated operating area employee will secure an orange operations lock and LOTO record to a red master lockbox. This indicates the LOTO is active. Active lockboxes will be placed in designated areas, allowing controlled access to workers. Under the 0200 clearance procedure, individual clearance holders circle an I to hold individual clearance. Under LOTO, individuals will secure a blue individual lock to the red master lockbox. With the permission of the designated operating area, LOTO holders must review each LOTO to ensure the boundaries are adequate for the work to be performed. Securing a blue lock ensures equipment cannot be returned to service while performing maintenance or service activities. Under the 0200 clearance procedure, sub-clearance holders circle an S and maintain a supplemental roster to account for non-listed workers. Under LOTO, a LOTO coordinator secures a green coordinator lock and requires each worker to secure a personal protective lock to a lockout device, accounting for each non-listed worker. To account for non-listed workers, LOTO coordinators have the option of securing a hasp and green coordinator lock directly to a red master lockbox in a designated operating area. Typically, non-listed workers will secure behind a hasp and green coordinator lock on a red master lockbox when work crews are small and will not impact control room activity. When accounting for workers outside of the designated operating area, satellite boxes will typically be used for large crews of non-listed workers, allowing personal protective locks to be secured outside of the operating area. Just as the 0200 clearance procedures allows for a contractor system of alternate accountability, the 0201 LOTO procedure also allows contractors to maintain a system of alternate accountability. However, under the 0201 LOTO procedure, alternate accountability systems must use individual locks and keys for each worker. Contractor alternate accountability systems must be approved for use at each generating facility by plant management and defined in site-specific procedure. Non-listed workers, such as corporate visitors, technical services, and transmission employees that work under the LOTO program, will be issued a brown non-listed visitor lock for temporary use at each plant. All non-listed workers are required to complete LOTO awareness training prior to using a non-listed visitor lock. All non-listed workers, visitors, and contractors must work through a LOTO coordinator to secure personal protective locks. Non-listed workers should never secure a lock to a lockout device without a green LOTO coordinator lock secured first. We hope you found this presentation useful and informative. If you have questions about Southern Company's LOTO program, contact your local safety representative for more details.